Hi everyone, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Dr. R. N. Manguli, Director and Chairman, School of Criminology and Criminal Justice, Rani Chennamma University, Belgavi. Today let us discuss with respect to local community organizations from paper Crime Prevention. The learning outcomes of local community organization is to make the learners understand various local community organizations. You will be acquainted about the local community organizations. Now let us begin with the introduction of the local community organization. Crime problems are normal in society, but it depends upon the different local community organizations in the society that how best they are equipped to tackle to prevent the crime problems. Until voluntarily the local community people organize themselves to tackle the growing menace of crime problem and make necessary plans and strategies to prevent them, crime problems cannot be controlled, because police cannot be present all the time in all the situations. Therefore, it is local community who has to come forward to make sincere efforts to maintain law and order, peace and harmony in the community. For 24/7/365 days. In India, the police and public population ratio is very less. That is, on an average, 106 policemen per 1 lakh population. Under the circumstances, local community need to organize for the cause to maintain law and order, peace and harmony in their community and society at large. The local community approach to the prevention of crime in the society need to have collaboration of criminal justice system, particularly the local police organization. The Constitution of India guarantees freedom of speech and expression to all its citizens. People are free to form association and groups to raise their voice against any kind of injustice. Various organizations and institutions, political, religious and trade unions have been adopting this method of redressal for their grievances. Similarly, establishment of local community organization to coordinate and cooperate the police organization in dealing crime prevention in the society should be the prior requirement of any society. The real growth of development, prosperity of the society is totally depend on that how best the said society has maintained peace and harmony and law and order in the given situation. Concept of local community organization. The term society has been derived from Latin word socius, that means association or compensation. Thus, society means a larger group or individuals who are associative with each other, whereas the broad definition states that community has a complex level of human behavior that is geographically based on groups of people who share common values, goals and interests. Whenever the member of any group, small or larger, although we have heterogeneous society with different caste, creed, religion and linguistics, but still we love to live together in such a way that they share the basic conditions of a common life. We call such group as a community. An individual generally establishes his contact only with the person living around him and develop we feeling. In the community, people have common interests and activities for peaceful and smooth survival. Community organization is known to lead to greater understanding of community context and is characterized by community planning, community action and mobilization, the promotion of the community change and ultimately influence within larger systems. Community organizations are generally not for profit and money raised usually goes back into supporting the activities of the organization. The aim of community life is to bring about amicable relations between men and group of men. An ideal community should furnish to its human constituents order or security of life and property through the medium of efficient government. Economic well-being or security of income through an efficient system of productive industry. physical well-being or health and sanitation through public health agencies, constructive use of leisure time or recreation through public health agencies, ethical standards or a system of morality supported by the organized community, intellectual diffusion or education through free and public institutions within the reach of all, free avenues of expression or means by which all the elements of the community might freely express themselves, free newspapers and public forums, democratic forms of organizations or community-wide organizations through which the entire community might express its thought and see that it will be done. Spiritual motivation or religious associations which might diffuse throughout all forms of community organization, the religious or the spiritual motive. Lindemann defines community organization as a process by which community identifies its needs for objectives, orders or ranks. These needs or objectives develops the confidence and will to work at these needs of or objectives, finds the resources internal and or external to deal with these needs or objectives, takes actions in respect to them, and in so doing extends and develop cooperative and collaborative attitude and practices in the community. Edmund in 1921 defines community organization as that phase of social organization which constitutes a conscious effort on the part of community to control its affairs democratically and to secure the highest services from its specialists, organization, agencies and institutions by means of recognized interrelations. According to Dr. Walter Pett, 1922 said that community organization is perhaps best defined as assisting a group of people to recognize their common needs and helping them to meet these needs. Jack Rothman in 1979 has introduced three basic models of community organization. 1. Locally development. It is a method of working with community groups. It was earlier used by the settlement houses. Here the important focus is about the process of community building, leadership development and the education, and the participants are the essential element in this process. It aims at meeting the need of the target population in a defined area. For example, neighborhood development, road development of blocks, areas, etc. The second one is social planning. It is a method of working with a large population. The focus is in evaluating welfare needs and existing services in the area and planning a possible blueprint for a more efficient delivery of services to the social problems. It is a responsive model to the needs and attitude of the community. Here, for example, housing, health and insurance, affordable education, etc. The third one is social action. It is strategy used by the groups or subcommittees or even national organizations that feel that they have inadequate power and resources to meet their needs, so that they confront with the power structure using conflict as a method to solve their issues related to the inequalities and deprivation. For example, a structural system change in social policies that bring disparities between the people of different socio-economic conditions in social rights like educational policies, employment policies, etc. Local community organization for crime prevention. Here we can discuss about local community organization has long been invoked as a positive tool by and through which crime prevention practices could be better developed and sustained in the longer term. Sociological analysis of crime and community from the 1930s to the present day have revealed how patterns of crime differ from neighborhood to neighborhood, and the study of the local dynamics of crime and social control reveal important clues as to how crime can best be best be tackled in particular areas. The strength of locally based interventions rooted within communities affected by crime and fear of crimes were later adopted within the perspective of community safety and the approach that all organizations, enterprises and individuals in neighborhood should work together to ensure change for the better. By the mid-1990s, the agenda had been incorporated into many towns and cities across Britain, and local community safety partnership were making positive contribution to local interventions around crime and safety and economic regeneration. Involving the local community in any kind of a policy making process is fraught with difficulties and raises as many questions as it answers. As said by Khan, Khan has identified a number of questions pertaining to the government's decision to involve community in policy making or policy design and implementation of the same. He asked local government officials, consider what are your aims and what are you prepared to give in order to achieve them. Why do you want to consult in the first place, and what stage in the policy do you want to consult? What do you intend to consult? What method for public involvement will be utilized? The strategy recognizes that sustainable renewal can only be achieved if it has community ownership of full community involvement, starting where the community is and with its priorities is as important as improving public services. Moving to the position, position will be long-term process and will ensure change in all sectors and agencies and the individuals. The particular rhetoric which has accompanied this move and which has been pursued as driving policy in this direction strongly suggests that crime should no longer be dealt with the expert agencies and individuals alone, but that involvement of the community-based organizations and individuals who are, after all, closer to the experiences of victimization are better placed to find solutions. To bring about this crucial partnership between the state and the citizen, David Brackett, a British politician, suggests that there are three crucial ingredients. 1. Active citizenship. Citizens should be given more opportunities and support to become actively in defining the tackling the problem of their communities and improving their quality of life. Second, strengthening communities. Communities should be helped to form and sustain their organizations, bringing people together to deal with their own concerns. Partnership in meeting public needs. Public bodies within the established democratic framework should involve citizens and communities more effect in improving town planning, delivery of public services. It has been said, recorded by Home Office Communication Director during 2003. To build communities on respective, mutual solidarity and tolerance, where people take responsibility for their own lives, he exposes his belief that he considers that these values to be currently lacking. Local community crime prevention strategies. Local crime prevention strategies, programs or strategies target changes in community infrastructure, culture or the physical environment in order to reduce crime. The diversity of approaches includes neighborhood watch, local community policing, urban or physical design and comprehensive or multidisciplinary efforts. These strategies may seek to engage residents, community and faith-based organizations and local government agencies in addressing the factors that contribute to the community's crime, delinquency and disorder. The concept of local police gathered momentum in many countries of the world in 1970s and 1980s. In recognizing the widening gap between the civilians and police officials, the countries like Japan, England, Germany, Canada, Singapore, etc. were exploring the alternatives to their professional bureaucratic model of policing. In India, local community policing was prevalent in ancient times. In fact, the key feature of ancient police system was its community orientation. The references to police organization and specific powers of the law enforcement with preventive, investigative and prosecuting duties can be traced back to Maurya time or Mauryan area. During medieval India also, a village chief called Mukadam or Sarpanch used to work as a police officer and used to maintain law and order with the help of the village community people. At further upper levels, the Mahsil or Gomasta, representatives of the Fauzdar, Khaza and Musarif used to help the community policing. During later era of the Sultanate and Mughal era, the provinces were put under hereditary subedars who were responsible for administration, including criminal justice and law and order. The provinces were divided into sarkars, roughly equivalently to today's districts. A Fauzdar was responsible for law and order and suppression of crime and rebellion in sarkar. A Fauzdar has 500 to 1500 soldiers under him, depending upon the size of the sarkar. Further, the chokidars or the village watchmen employed by the village community. In urban areas, chief of the police was called Kotwal. During British era, the law and order passed into the hands of jamindars as per the changes made by Lord Cornwallis. A uniform police force was established with daroga in every district. The darogas were made responsible to district judges. However, community policing had lost its whatever irrelevance. In independent India, the law and order was made a state subject and some states tried to implement the community policing. For example, West Bengal had a program called the Village Resistance Group to deal with dacoits in the rural areas. In Gujarat and Maharashtra, community policing program called Gram Rakshak Dal was established. Similarly, in Karnataka, enactment of the Karnataka Village Defence Parties Act of 1964, which became operational in 1975, aimed to establish community policing. Some other prominent community policing initiatives worth mentioning was started by the various parts of the country. Jan Maitri, Suraksha, Padatri, Kerala Friends of Police movements, Ramnad district, Tamil Nadu, Parivar Paramash Kendra, Raigarh district, Madhya Pradesh, community license groups, Uttarakhand, Trichy community policing, Trichy district, Tamil Nadu, Gram Nagar Raksha Samiti, Rajnandagaon, Chhattisgarh, Mohalla Committee Movement Trust. It was established in Mumbai in the wake of Hindu-Muslim riots of 1992 and 1993. Mohallas or beat patrols met regularly to address variety of issues concerning the community, such as concerns relating to health, education and environment issues, issues related to communal harmony, etc. Similarly, the term democratic policing is coined by John Angel in 1971 to describe community policing. Community policing, simply put, is a new philosophy of policing in which the police department and the law-abiding citizens work together in creative ways to address the contemporary community programs. There are three primary elements of community policing as follows. Community partnership, which involves forging of partnership between the police and the citizens of the area. Problem solving. This involves identification and redressal of problems that give rise to crime and disorder. Organizational transformation. Organizational transformation involves transforming organizations to respond to community needs more effectively. The main objective of the local community is policing is to bring down the crime rate by improving public and police partnership. It is aimed to solve local neighborhood problems by preventing and detecting crimes and criminals, restoring law and order, bringing down the crimes against women and weaker sections of the society. It wants to ensure proper coordination among various departments and agencies to ensure safety and security of the community. Local community policing is a better alternative to bureaucratic model of policing because the bureaucratic model limits the contact between police and local community. Therefore, it also fails to provide equitable and impartial policing to all sections of the citizens. In this scenario, local community policing offers cost-effective and participative crime preventive approaches. The various benefits of local community policing includes local community specifically advantages, neighborhood watch committees, improved immediate environment, empowerment of local communities and redressal of their grievances, keeping eye on youth if they are in a bad habits, arrange for the social and cultural get-togethers, help the elders if there is no one to look after them, creation of positive attitude towards the police, prevention and reduction in the fear of crime. Police specific advantages, easy detection of crimes and effective patrolling paves ways for work satisfaction, improved police community relationship, decreases in police citizen conflict, better flow of information between police and community. As a conclusion and suggestions, let me tell you that it is very clear that the police cannot be everywhere when the population ratio of 106 policemen per 1 lakh population in India. Therefore, the local community organizations plays a crucial role in preventing crime if they are really serious about it. They need to come together to plan and achieve the task of maintaining law and order, peace and harmony in the respective community and the society at large. Police organizations also shall come forward to make the public aware about the role and importance of the community organization in the true sense. Only then we can ensure the safety and security of man and material in the society. Thank you very much.